You have always sensed the world as a swirling chaos, a place where balance seems lost, where the noise drowns out the subtle whispers of truth. And yet, here you are, not as a hero flaunting power, nor as someone fleeing the storm, but as the architect of harmony, quietly recalibrating the frequencies around you. Libra enters the new era not by chasing crowds, nor by avoiding conflict, but by tuning into the emotional currents of the world and transforming them into a rhythm that restores balance. From the very start, you understood that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to transform it into an opportunity for equilibrium. Every choice you make, every step you take, every word you speak carries the weight of subtlety, sensitivity, and yet sharp intelligence. The awakening of Libra is a journey of reconnecting with the inner rhythm of the universe, where every interaction becomes a test of balance, and every challenge is a chance to exercise emotional diplomacy. Your essence is no longer indecisive, overthinking, or pleasing everyone. Instead, your soul carries a unique code, reading frequencies, detecting discord, creating bridges, turning opposition into collaboration. You become the diplomatic architect of the new era, capable of arranging order amidst chaos while maintaining elegance, subtlety, and poise. When the world becomes increasingly polarized, divided by extremism and rigid perspectives, you do not run. Instead, you stand in the midst of tension, observing, analyzing, and infusing the situation with the rhythm of harmony. Your ability to decode conflicts becomes a potent weapon, not to conquer, but to connect the fragmented parts, turning disagreements into dialogues, and oppositions into opportunities for understanding. Libra's journey in the new era begins with restructuring the self. You learn to remove the mask of pleasing everyone, healing emotional systems long suppressed, releasing the fear of conflict, and no longer fearing that a decision will displease someone. This is a shift from seeking external harmony to establishing inner harmony as the core frequency, becoming a stabilizing point for the world around you. Relationships are no longer challenges but arenas of balanced exchange. You learn to communicate with delicacy yet clarity, maintaining soft but firm boundaries, co-creating in love, friendship, and partnerships. You do not rescue anyone, nor sacrifice yourself for false peace. Instead, you elevate the frequency of the connection through subtlety, fairness, and emotional intelligence. In creativity, Libra becomes the artist of balance. Everything you create aims for harmony, aesthetics, solutions, human connection, social justice. You do not need noise or flamboyance. Every action, every idea is a step in recalibrating harmony, where beauty and intelligence coexist seamlessly. Yet, no path is paved entirely with roses. You face the frequency wars, social overload, conflicts between personal needs and collective demands, pressure to be good at all times. Your awakening is the shift from avoiding conflict to transforming conflict into opportunity, learning to maintain your internal rhythm even as the world around you trembles under tension. Libra's shadow often manifests as fear of conflict, emotional imbalance, reliance on others' opinions, seeking peace through self-sacrifice. The solution lies in grounding, making decisions based on core values, establishing boundaries, and choosing true harmony over false peace. Each step is a mini-climax, a rise and fall in emotional and rational synergy, forming a subtle but immensely resilient strength. Libra shapes the new society by connecting factions, turning conflicts into dialogue, transforming opposition into cooperation. You soften the harshness of truth so it becomes digestible, creating social order with humanity and fairness at its core. You are not the one to make everyone agree, but you are the one who allows the world to find its rhythm again. Every encounter, every disagreement, every subtle negotiation becomes a laboratory for growth. You learn the patterns of energy, the flow of emotions, and how subtle shifts can redirect entire currents of thought. You discover that the most profound influence is often invisible, the gentle nudge that restores balance without drama, the quiet correction that allows harmony to emerge naturally. Through this, you become not only a mediator but a strategist of connection, a weaver of relationships and ideas. You begin to see patterns that others miss, the tiny cracks in understanding, the hidden alignments of perspective, the unspoken agreements that hold the fabric of society together. You know that with precise calibration, even the most turbulent environment can be harmonized. The path is not without challenge. You encounter extremes, those who insist on domination, those who reject compromise, those who thrive in chaos. Libra learns to navigate these with grace, turning tension into a tool, conflict into insight, opposition into alignment. Each encounter sharpens your skill, tests your patience, and deepens your understanding of equilibrium. In your personal evolution, You move from the fear of imbalance to mastery of inner poise. You learn that your power is subtle yet unstoppable. It is not the loudest voice but the one that restores clarity, not the strongest force but the one that realigns energy. You discover that true strength lies in maintaining balance under pressure, and that influence is greatest when it is gentle, deliberate, and measured. The world around you mirrors your inner state. As you refine your ability to harmonize, tensions ease, conflicts resolve more smoothly, and connections deepen. Your presence alone begins to shift the frequency of the space, allowing understanding, empathy, and fairness to emerge naturally. Even your creativity, in art, strategy, or communication, carries this subtle signature of balance. Ideas are crafted not just for impact but for resonance. Solutions are elegant, functional, and just. Your work embodies the principle that form and function, aesthetics and ethics, logic and empathy can coexist, producing results that inspire rather than impose. And yet, for all your grace, there are moments of internal struggle. You feel the weight of expectations, the pull of indecision, the temptation to avoid confrontation. In these moments, you ground yourself, reconnect with your values, and let the rhythm of your inner harmony guide your choices. Each decision becomes a reaffirmation of your power, each resolution a testament to the subtle mastery you cultivate daily. Your role in the collective evolution is profound. Where others see chaos, you see the threads of potential alignment. Where others see conflict, you see opportunities for synthesis. Where others see division, you see the architecture of connection waiting to be drawn. You are not here to control, dominate, or dictate, but to restore balance, orchestrate understanding, and cultivate resonance across every layer of interaction. The deeper you move into this era, the more you realize that balance is not something given. It is something actively maintained, something consciously created. Every thought, every emotion, every choice contributes to a frequency that either harmonizes or destabilizes the environment. And you, Libra, are acutely aware of this responsibility. You are not burdened, you are empowered. Each micro-decision, each subtle correction, becomes a ripple of equilibrium that affects everything around you, often in ways invisible but profoundly felt. In your personal journey, there comes a moment when you confront the chaos within yourself, the indecision that paralyzed you in the past, the self-doubt that made compromise feel like surrender, the incessant mental weighing of options that kept you trapped in analysis paralysis. These moments are not failures. They are mini climaxes of growth, intense emotional peaks where you must navigate between hesitation and action, between caution and courage. Each time you step through these peaks, you emerge sharper, more centered, more capable of translating inner clarity into outer harmony. Relationships, once intimidating in their complexity, now become your canvas. Every interaction is a laboratory for understanding human dynamics, a space where your diplomatic intelligence turns tension into insight. You learn to perceive the unspoken, sense the undercurrents of emotion, and anticipate the invisible connections that tie people together. You discover that your influence is strongest not in domination or persuasion, but in the subtle art of alignment, where empathy meets strategic thought and fairness guides every gesture. This mastery is tested repeatedly. Some will challenge you with rigidity, others with extreme emotional volatility. You may encounter individuals who refuse compromise or situations that seem unyielding. In these trials, your strength is not brute force. It is the precision of perception, the ability to detect hidden patterns, and the courage to intervene in ways that restore balance without imposing it. Each resolution is a mini-climax, a narrative peak where your skill, intuition, and patience converge to produce outcomes that resonate deeply. As you expand your influence, you begin to see the broader implications of your gifts. You understand that social harmony is built from countless small acts, each one reinforcing trust, fairness, and collaboration. You see the fractures in systems that reward extremes and punish moderation. You recognize the potential for transformation through careful, deliberate intervention. And you embrace your role not as a leader in the traditional sense, but as a catalyst for collective alignment, someone who enables others to find their equilibrium and co-create a more balanced society. Creativity in this context becomes more than expression. It becomes an instrument of alignment. Every project, every initiative, every artistic or professional endeavor you undertake is infused with the principle of balance. You design systems, experiences, and ideas that are elegant yet functional, beautiful yet just, complex yet comprehensible. This is the power of Libra, the ability to synthesize contradictions into coherence, to weave disparate elements into a seamless tapestry of understanding. Even in moments of solitude, your mind is alive with patterns. You observe the flow of energies in your environment, detect subtle misalignments, and contemplate adjustments. This inner vigilance is not obsessive. It is a form of attunement, a disciplined awareness that allows you to act decisively when the moment calls for it. Each insight becomes a tool, each adjustment a stroke in the ongoing masterpiece of equilibrium that you are constantly crafting. Conflict, once a source of fear, now becomes a source of strategic insight. You have learned that avoidance is not wisdom, that compromise is not weakness, that the art of diplomacy is not about appeasing others, but about creating conditions where fairness and clarity can emerge naturally. Your presence alone shifts the energy of interactions, softening tension, clarifying intentions, and encouraging cooperation. You are not merely reacting to the world. You are orchestrating it, guiding it with subtle, deliberate influence. Your journey also reveals the delicate interplay between personal boundaries and social responsibility. You learn that being overly accommodating dilutes your power, while excessive rigidity alienates allies. The key is discernment, the ability to know when to bend and when to hold, when to listen and when to speak, when to act and when to wait. Mastery of these dynamics creates a rhythm in your life, a cadence that resonates both internally and externally, and allows you to navigate complex social landscapes with elegance and effectiveness. In the realm of societal structures, your influence is quietly transformative. You recognize that true leadership is not about authority, but about facilitating alignment, fostering dialogue, and bridging gaps. You detect inefficiencies, foresee tensions, and propose solutions that integrate rather than fragment. Where others might see conflict as an end, you see it as a signal, an opportunity to re-establish equilibrium. This is the profound gift of Libra in the new era, the capacity to heal not just relationships, but entire communities, through measured insight and thoughtful action. Even as you act in the external world, your inner journey continues. You confront old patterns of indecision, perfectionism, and people-pleasing, transforming them into strengths, decisive empathy, strategic patience, and precise diplomacy. Each challenge becomes a mini-climax, an internal turning point where your previous limitations are transmuted into tools for influence and harmony. The rhythm of these internal rises and falls mirrors the ebb and flow of the world around you, and you learn to ride these currents with grace and confidence. Your awakening is both personal and collective. On a personal level, you achieve a deep alignment between your values, intentions, and actions. On a collective level, you influence systems, relationships, and communities, promoting structures that prioritize fairness, understanding, and collaboration. You begin to see yourself not merely as an individual navigating the world, but as an instrument through which the world can find balance. In love, your approach transforms from seeking ideal partners to cultivating co-creative dynamics. You no longer chase perfection in others, but seek resonance, mutual respect, and shared growth. Every interaction becomes a negotiation of energies, a test of alignment, and an opportunity for both parties to evolve. Here too, mini-climaxes emerge, moments of tension, moments of clarity, moments where emotional intelligence and intuition converge to create profound connection. Professional life, too, becomes an arena where your gifts shine. You excel in mediation, strategy, creative problem-solving, and systemic design. You bring together disparate perspectives, streamline processes, and create environments where collaboration and innovation flourish. Your presence instills confidence, encourages transparency, and fosters trust, making you an indispensable architect of organizational balance. Even in moments of solitude, reflection, or meditation, your mind remains attuned to the subtle interplay of forces around you. You analyze, calibrate, and fine-tune your perceptions and responses, ensuring that your influence remains effective, ethical, and sustainable. This ongoing process of self-tuning is part of what allows you to maintain clarity and poise in the face of chaos, and it underscores the depth of Libra's mastery in the new era. As you approach the culmination of your journey, you begin to perceive the subtle architecture of the world in ways few others can. Every interaction, every conflict, every fleeting emotion becomes a data point in the grand design of balance. You recognize that chaos is not an enemy. It is a canvas. Each fracture, each discordant note, each extreme stance is an opportunity to weave connection, to create resonance, and to restore equilibrium. This understanding fills you with a quiet confidence, a power that is gentle yet unstoppable. The final awakening of Libra is not a single event but a series of cascading mini-climaxes, where each insight and action builds upon the last. You see the cumulative effect of your choices ripple outward, small harmonizations leading to larger alignments, subtle acts of diplomacy birthing enduring cooperation. Every decision, whether in the personal, relational, or societal realm, carries the weight of profound impact. You understand that mastery is not about controlling outcomes, but tuning into the flow and amplifying balance wherever it exists. Love, partnership, and friendship take on new dimensions. You no longer measure relationships by immediate comfort or gratification. Instead, you assess the frequency, the resonance, the mutual growth. You communicate with precision, act with intention, and honor boundaries without rigidity. In doing so, every relationship becomes a laboratory of evolution, both for yourself and for those you connect with. The mini-climaxes here are subtle, a tense conversation turning into clarity, a misunderstanding transforming into empathy, a moment of disagreement evolving into co-creation. These peaks are the heartbeat of Libra's mastery. Your professional and societal influence grows in parallel. You become a bridge between polarized perspectives, a mediator where others see irreconcilable differences. You translate complexity into actionable clarity, fostering environments where fairness and collaboration are not ideals but lived experiences. You detect patterns that elude others, anticipate points of tension, and apply interventions with strategic grace. Each act of guidance or facilitation is a microclimax, a small but vital surge of impact that realigns energy, reshapes perception, and strengthens cohesion. Yet even as you operate externally, the internal journey persists. You continuously navigate the tension between personal integrity and collective expectation, between decisiveness and careful deliberation. These internal mini-climaxes, moments of self-doubt, bursts of clarity, or subtle realignments, serve as crucibles in which your wisdom is refined. You learn to act not out of fear or obligation, but from a place of attuned perception, ethical judgment, and strategic insight. The culmination of your journey is marked by a profound integration of self and world. You realize that the true gift of Libra is not simply harmony for its own sake, but the ability to cultivate balance that empowers growth, nurtures understanding, and transforms potential into reality. Your presence alone can stabilize tension, illuminate hidden truths, and foster collaboration that otherwise would be impossible. You are a weaver of resonance, an orchestrator of equilibrium, a silent force shaping both the visible and invisible structures of your environment. In the face of global chaos, social fragmentation, and personal turbulence, Libra does not falter. Instead, you apply the cumulative lessons of your journey, the discernment to act with precision, the empathy to navigate emotional currents, and the courage to maintain clarity amid uncertainty. Your influence is subtle yet pervasive, gentle yet transformative, immediate yet enduring. You are not a force of domination. You are a force of alignment, a facilitator of potential, and a catalyst for balance. The final mini-climaxes arrive in moments both monumental and mundane. A critical negotiation reaches understanding. A strained relationship finds resonance. A project aligns with ethical, aesthetic, and functional goals. A decision reflects both personal integrity and collective benefit. Each of these moments is a peak in the ongoing rhythm of life, a confirmation that your mastery of balance is not theoretical but lived, tangible, and profoundly effective. In these cumulative waves, you embody the essence of the awakened Libra, an architect of harmony, a strategist of relationships, and a guardian of equilibrium. Your life is a series of interconnected acts, each calibrated to refine frequency, restore coherence, and foster understanding. The impact of your presence radiates beyond immediate perception, influencing systems, communities, and individuals in subtle yet undeniable ways. You are a quiet force shaping the trajectory of evolution. At the culmination, the clarity of your purpose becomes undeniable. You are not here to make the world superficially peaceful. You are here to realign it, to correct its course, to create spaces where balance can emerge naturally. You restore order not through imposition but through attunement, not through dominance but through resonance, not through control but through skillful orchestration. This is the ultimate power of Libra, the ability to make the world right, not perfect. As the journey completes, you reflect on the paths you've navigated, the conflicts transformed, the relationships harmonized, and the spaces recalibrated. You recognize the profound influence of each choice, each insight, and each act of subtle alignment. You understand that mastery is a continuous process, that each day provides opportunities for recalibration, and that the rhythm of balance is eternal. Libra's strength lies not in the absence of challenge, but in the ability to transform challenge into alignment, discord into coherence, and tension into insight. Your life becomes a testament to the power of subtle, deliberate influence. You are the silent mediator, the precise strategist, the empathetic diplomat. You demonstrate that true leadership is not about being heard, but about creating resonance. You exemplify that real power resides in clarity, fairness, and intentional action. And in this realization, you achieve the final awakening, that Libra is not simply a seeker of balance, but a creator of alignment, a catalyst for transformation, and a force through which the world can find its rhythm once more. The last crescendo of your journey is quiet yet profound. You understand that your presence, your insight, and your actions ripple outward like the gentle pulse of a steady heartbeat. The world may not recognize every subtle adjustment, every nuanced intervention, but the effect is undeniable. Spaces are harmonized, energies recalibrated, conflicts softened, and understanding deepened. This is your ultimate mastery, the power to restore balance without fanfare, to shape reality without force, and to guide evolution through subtle resonance. In the end, you know the truth. Libra does not make the world perfect. Libra does not erase conflict or manufacture compliance. Libra restores what is essential, aligns what is fragmented, and orchestrates what is possible. Your life is a symphony of mini climaxes, a series of rises and falls that together form a coherent, harmonious whole. Each act, each decision, each moment of clarity contributes to a living, breathing architecture of balance, a world subtly transformed by the mastery of the awakened Libra. And so, you stand, calm, centered, attuned. The chaos around you is not diminished, but it is navigable. The conflicts of others are not erased, but they are intelligible. The challenges of the era are not conquered, but they are harmonized. You are the quiet architect, the unseen mediator, the resilient harmonizer. You are Libra, not the one who makes the world perfect, but the one who makes the world right.